Hello and welcome to Wisdom Bites. Hope you're well. Thank you once again for joining us. Very much appreciated. And in today's video, I'm going to give you a quick update as to the breakout that we had yesterday in the Bitcoin price. I mentioned that in my Twitter page yesterday here and see exactly what the implications of that is. It's bank holiday today, so the Nasdaq will be closed, but obviously Bitcoin will carry on. So I thought I'll give you a quick update to give you an implications of what's happening here, where the possibilities are, and also to give you an update on the swing trade that I alluded to in the last two videos. So if that sounds interesting, without further ado, get yourself a cup of tea, sit yourself down, eyes on the screen, and let's get cracking. As per usual, the polite reminder, please remember everything in my videos is just for educational purposes. So please always do your wider research before you make any investment or swing trade decisions. So with that out of the way, I'm going to refer you to what happened yesterday. We had a breakout in the Bitcoin price. This was the breakout yesterday, and I referred that in the Twitter page that I have over here, exactly what was happening and where I thought the possibilities were. So I said in the last tweet that I had last night that there was a significant recapture of the 26,800 price resistance and that it looks promising on the daily chart after a double bottom pattern as per my last video. I don't want to repeat everything from the last video because I've only got a small amount of time today, but everything I said in the video really applies, because what I was saying there was that we were going to more than likely bounce around either from the 25.8 level where we had just bottomed out, or actually revisit 15,200. So that was a good range for the price to bottom out. And if you actually go and have a look at this video, and the reason why I'm showing you the 60-day cycle chart is because we've got this green line here, which is going to be a very important line for this breakout that we've just had. And the reason for that is that if you look back, this line provided a huge amount of support over here, a lot of interaction of support and resistance here, a lot of resistance all along here, and then it flipped over and started providing support until we just recently lost it. But obviously when we lose support, it's going to come back and find resistance here. So just be careful. This is a very important line, and it's because of this green trend line that I'm seeing that I'm still not convinced that we've actually turned around at this point at the 25.8. Although it's a very strong probability, it's not really guaranteed yet, simply because this line has proved so strong for both resistance and support. So look out for that, and that price is at around about the 28.7, 28.8 level. So if you get rejected from there, then that would be playing to the structure of the actual charts currently. And it's only when we flip this 28.8, and this resistance is actually right in line with the resistance points over here. So if we can get past this line, that would be a very good sign that we've recaptured this resistance point at about the 28.8 level, and that we're going to more than likely retest this 31 level once again. So what are the possibilities? That's what we want to have a look at. Also on the Twitter page, if you were watching it, you'd see that I did a one-to-one extension over here, and I'll redo that for you so you know exactly where I got this from. So if you do the one-to-one extension from the bottom at 15,400 over here and take it to the first point, you can see that that extension, if we clone it, will give us the next high over here. So you can see that that extension gave us this high, this extension gave us this high over here. And if we were to clone this one more time, we can see our target is going to be somewhere over here. And that peak, the first peak we've been talking about, that we're going to have a peak before the next halving at either the 40 or the 50,000, that comes right in line with this level here of the support and resistance, right on that line at around about the 40 to 42,000. So basically this structure for Bitcoin is playing according to the classical charting principles. Apart from the green line I've shown you, which is a word of caution around the 28,800 level, is the fact that since the last time we came to the 30,000, what we have done is to create these lower highs along the way and the lower lows. And what we need to do, if we do the Fibonacci retracement here from the top here to the bottom, you can see quite clearly when we zoom in where the 61.8 clearly is. It's right on the 28,800. So be aware of this level here. So this is a confluence of the 61.8 as well as the green line I've just shown you. So the 28,800 is your next stop for the pause. But if you take the 61.8 from the previous peak over here, then that would suggest that we've already peaked out at the 61.8 according to that. And the reason why this is important here, the last video and the one before, I mentioned a possibility of a potential swing trade here in this region and the potential of a 25% profit up here to these levels here around the $32,000 mark. If you did take that trade and you're looking for exactly what to do here, obviously this is not financial advice, I can only tell you what I'm doing. So the way I'm playing this is that as soon as it actually closed yesterday here at the 28,000 level, I took 25% profits at that level there. So what that does is it protects the downside. So that's a good defensive mechanism for the downside for me. And then it still gives me 75% exposure to the upside. And what I've done is actually push the stop loss at the previous resistance point, which is at 26,800. So that allows me not to actually go into a loss position there. So 75% exposure now to the upside, and the rest of the profits I'd be taking around about these levels, probably another 50%, and let 25% ride if it was going to go further up. And I've taken 25% off the table here in order to protect the downside. Because at the end of the day, we don't know where Bitcoin is going. So you always have to play a defensive mechanism with exposure to the upside. And of course, this is just a swing trade opportunity. And as I said many times, once we've accumulated our long-term positions down here, there is absolutely no way I'm going to get shaken out by these movements down here. And I said a few times in the last few videos, I'm not going to be shaken out by these movements down because this is what they're designed to do. Because as soon as the market turns around, it has a big move to the upside and it catches you out. And then you're forever chasing your tail. And it's not worth it if you've got a 2 to 3 year view. So always make sure that with the longer term view, especially when we're at the beginning of this bull market, this is the bigger picture. We've just bottomed out here. This is our target. Anywhere around here is our target at the end of 2025, where the bull market should end. And being at the beginning of the bull market, you really don't want to be shaken out over here by these little movements here. Yes, when we get to these positions here, when the bull market's been in actually a bit more maturity, it makes sense to take some off the table over here with a view to a big pullback, because we were going to get the major pullbacks along the way. So some strategic moves once or twice or 3 times up to this point here, but certainly not on the longer term position to get out here. Because this is what the market will do. As soon as it starts coming down, people tend to start losing their positions here, thinking it's going to go much lower, especially here as well. They're thinking it's going to go lower, but then it turns back up again. And then you're chasing your tail one more time, and you have a less allocation going into the bigger moves up here to the target at the end of 2025. And I showed you in the last video about the 200 simple moving average, that with a high degree of probability that we've more than likely bottomed out at this 25,800 here, especially with the 21 coming up as a confluence and the other major indicators I showed you in the last week's video. So please do go and watch that on the Friday video. A lot of very important and accurate information in terms of exactly what's happened here overnight. And those with a discerning eye will have noticed this green candle that closed last night, the weekly candle, and this is what we call a bullish outside bar candle. And not only that, but we've actually created a morning star. Just like over here, I mentioned this at that time, that we've got a morning star, and this candle then led to the big run up to this level here. And similarly, what we've got is another morning star here. And the first morning star we had was an extended morning star right at the bottom of the market. And that's when you get a big red candle on the left-hand side, a lot of indecision candles in between. Usually you get one, but here this was an extended one, and then it shoots up to the upside. And once again here, we got a move to the downside, created a dragonfly doji candle with a long wick at the bottom, followed by a big green candle to the upside. So we could quite easily this week get a big green candle to the upside over here. So these are the potentials we're looking at. And if you're interested in looking at potential swing trades, especially for the Bitcoin miners, where there's far more potential than Bitcoin itself, then this Wednesday I'm going to be looking at how the actual increase for Bitcoin overnight will affect the Bitcoin miners and to see whether there's going to be some great trading opportunities on a swing trading basis. And if you want to join us for those videos on the Wednesday, which are exclusive members videos for Bitcoin Miners Club members, all you have to do is to click the join button here below all of my videos, or the link in the description below over here. So when you click on that, you'll get a little box like this here, and that allows you to join the Bitcoin Miners Club for the exclusive content in which we actually cover swing trades as part of our technical analysis. And if you want to join us on Twitter, there's also the Twitter link below all of my videos in the description box over here as well. And when there's important information, I do post as much as I can over here just to keep you updated. Okay, so we'll leave it there. I hope you found value in the video. If you did, then please do remember to like and to subscribe and to turn on the notification bell. And if you've got any comments, questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Until the next time, take care, stay safe, and have a great rest of the bank holiday today. Bye for now.